you keep saying women this, women that, and what men can do, but if y'all were being men correctly, do you think I would have a girlfriend?
Clearly, I don't think you understand the difference between men and women here. Who picks who men or women?
Women. Yeah.
Okay. Now, who picks who gets a relationship, men or women?
Men. I agree, men, yeah.
Okay. So, wouldn't it be ridiculous for you to ask us if we have a girlfriend when we're the ones that pick the girls?
I see your point, but I'm trying to figure out. No, I don't.
That's like me saying, why aren't you having sex with dudes right now?
Okay.
Why aren't you guys right now?
Because I don't want to.
Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the
The voices, the fucking voices.
Maturity is when you don't force people to choose you. Know your worth.
What country is this?
Shit. China or something?
China?
Yeah.
This is in fact China, yeah, correct.
Oh.
Ooh.
I have two.
Okay, give them.
Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
What was the other one you were going to say?
Japan.
This is actually Japan, but
Yeah.
you were close.
I said Japan.
Oh, what, for this one?
Yeah.
This is Japan, yeah, this is Japan.
Okay.
Good, 2 out of 2. You're doing well. What flag do you think this is?
I don't fucking know. Europe.
Europe? Why do you think it's Europe?
I don't know. I just think it's Europe.
What, the country Europe?
Europe's a country.
Yeah, it is a country, yeah.
I think it's Europe.
High heels on my tippies.
So, nobody else wants to go grab iced coffee and then get tattooed? Because sounds like a pretty solid day.
Once upon a time, not long ago, you was a hoe. I'm not admitting it. Can't take it back. I was with you, bitch.
I want you to rate your wife 1 to 10 then.
Okay, as soon as you rate your husband 1 to 10.
No, rate your wife.
As soon as you rate your husband.
You went around and you want all these women to rate themselves, so rate your wife.
On pure physical attractiveness at her age, my wife is about a 6. Now rate your husband. Do it. Your turn.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't. That's right.
No, I told you I don't use the number.
Distinction between honesty and a liar,
are you
ladies
saying
and gentlemen.
Rate him physically?
Yes,
on
physically only.
Not on my
Only
attractiveness?
physically. Yes.
That's what the rating scale is.
I just did. Do it. You can't do it.
I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
that's right. Totally dishonest.
No.
Demands it from me, refuses to say it
you're
herself.
the one setting the standard.
My
of what
wife's
to
literally
ask.
watching it. Guarantee she's not upset at all. But you can't answer the question
I
honestly.
think it's a disrespectful question.
Why?
Because I think
Because it's true.
That's her own values. If she doesn't want to answer, she doesn't.
Right, but demands that the other person does.
No, I'm not gonna rate
It's
it.
pathetic.
It's not pathetic.
Yeah, it is pathetic.
I think.
Just shows that these feminists and modern women can dish it but can't take it. He asked her a simple question to rate her husband. I'm not sure why that's such a taboo subject to her, to be honest, but wasn't asking what her husband's salary is or how big his dick is. If she's so offended by putting a number to her husband in terms of looks, she might have married someone she wasn't truly attracted to. Someone to give her a retirement plan, also called marriage. More of a beta provider than an alpha.
Y'all men need to stop going after these single moms thinking it's all fun and games. Because we are not the only ones that you're hurting when you walk into our lives. And recently, someone left my life, which is okay. But when he walked out on my child also. So all the things that he promised and everything else is gone also. All those broken promises and everything else she's having to deal with also. And last night she came and got in bed with me and she cried and asked if it was because of her. Was she too whiny? And then proceeded to ask me why we weren't enough for a man to stay. My 7-year-old was destroyed by a man who wanted to play with my heart. Think about that next time you want to play with a single mom.
She and the rest of the leftover women, aka single moms, should have thought about her kids before becoming a single mom. Why is it a new man's responsibility to raise her kid? Should that responsibility be for the man who's actually the father of the kid? Oh, that's right, I forgot. She divorced for the entitlements that comes from getting a divorce, which is child support and alimony. So she chose to break her kid's heart for money in the first place. What about promise of being the kid's father? Weird how that's never mentioned. Most of these single moms are terrorists because they use their innocent kids as human shields and pawns to get benefits. Like they'll try to guilt men that are hitting it, as you saw in this video, by using their kids' emotions, while they'll reduce the visitation rights of the actual father to get maximum amount of child money support. Some even delete their own kids to get back at the father. The bottom line is that she's a single mom. The last thing she should be doing is dating. She's got a kid or kids to raise and have to work a job. Let's see the comments. I am currently going through the same thing with my daughter. She told me she is hurt because he didn't love us enough to stay with us. Now her daughter is used to men not sticking around. Once she turns 18, she's going to get pumped and dumped for the rest of her life. This is the mother's fault for not being able to keep the men around, which starts with the most important man, the father. But somehow it's the guy who's dating her fault. A single mom with a profile name called Your Next Baby Mama says, "This is why I stay single for so long. My kids come first and I won't allow them to be hurt ever again when their own dad won't be in their lives." She's too single because no one wants to be involved with her, including the real dad. That's why it's not a flex she thinks it is. No one wants to be involved with a single mom's trash life unless if they're a simp or love kids too much like a pedo. End of story. Why would any man want to clean up another man's mess and be with a leftover woman when he can become a passport bro and start his own family? Or simply just smash and dash by going MGTOW?
I'm supposed to go on a date in a couple hours and my date unmatched me on Bumble. Either that or he deleted his profile, but either way, what the fuck? This was a week in the making. He was really eager and excited, and one of the last things he said to me was, "I'm excited to see you on Saturday." I'm like, yeah, great, me too. He was planning it. He was trying to get a reservation at this restaurant. He was like, is 9:30 too late? That's the only option we have, but we can go to a nearby bar at 8:30. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, that works, let's do that, it's not too late. And then just a few hours before we're about to meet, I go on Bumble and it's gone. His profile is gone. What the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do? Do I go and get stood up? I've never been stood up before, so that might be a cool experience. Has anything like this happened to anyone before? Please let me know. Like, what the fuck? What does it mean? The other thing I'm thinking is, like, I can try and call the restaurant and see if there is in fact a reservation for 9:30 in his name. I mean, I can just show up and get a drink and wait a little bit, and then in case he does show up, because what if there was some mistake and there is some explanation to this and he does show up and then I don't, and then I look like a dick. So I don't know.
So it sounds like this first date is at a fancy restaurant, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who's expected to foot the whole bill. That's a lot of entitlement off the bat, for someone she has never met. No wonder why the guy decided to bounce. These nice restaurants where you make reservations is a long-term girlfriend benefit and a wife benefit, not the first date. I'm willing to bet that the guy had a backup date who was cheaper, and if she pulled through, she'd win his time. Because starting off at an expensive dinner date when she sets the entitlement expectations super high. What is she going to expect to earn when they're fully dating? Had he gone to this first date and foot the bill? Weekend first-class vacation trip somewhere? Dude did the right thing, and now she's in the position he wants. She's the one who can't stop thinking about him because he rejected her. I bet she's going to try, if given the chance, to validate her worth to him the next time they match on Bumble. One of the top comments says, his wife/GF caught him. Married and got caught. You see what happens when you reject modern women? They automatically assume your SMV or sexual market value is higher, and in this case, you're pre-selected, as in another female co-signed your SMV by marrying you, in their mind. You can't make this shit up. Ghosting and playing these females is like romance to them. They will swoon if you treat them like an option. Another comment. It happened to me too. They either changed their mind, their wives found out, they found someone else, Don't go there, please. Well, would you look at that? She just said the quiet part out loud and confirmed that most females today are only choosing the top 10% men, who many women share because they all go for the top men. Most men can't even get 10 matches on dating apps, yet alone actually date multiple women. The female in the video commented, already got an update. Before we see the update, just real quick, if these females don't demand a fancy restaurant for the first date, just maybe men are more likely to actually go on the date and not ghost them. Just a thought. But not only do these modern women go for these top guys in looks, they want to be spoiled off the bat.
Yeah, I'm not fucking going anywhere. I called the restaurant. She was like, is it Allen spelled A-L-L-E-N? I'm like, nah, I think it's supposed to be A-L-A-N. She's like, what's the last name? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think there is a last name. Can we just try with the first name? 9:30 for 2 people. She's like, well, I do see a 9:30 2 people for Allen, A-L-A-N, how it's supposed to be. K, last name, first initial. There was a reservation that was canceled. I was like, all right, thank you so much. We're done here. I'm not going anywhere. I could expose the guy. I could show his pictures right now, but nah. But that's kind of a shitty thing to do to anybody. It doesn't feel great. I must tell you that it doesn't feel fantastic. Because even though I know that's not the case, I'm like still like, oh, fuck. What did I do? Is it something I did? Did he discover my TikToks? Like what is it that drove him away? Why did he change his mind? What's wrong with me? You know. But I guess we'll never know. My friend and I are just gonna go get drinks and listen to our favorite cover band at our favorite Irish pub. And before that, I'm just gonna have a good cry. Maybe not, I don't know. You know what I just thought? The restaurant was Jelena in Venice. Maybe he looked up, maybe he's never been there. He looked up the place, he looked up the prices, he was like, oh fuck, it's really expensive. I can't do it. And he canceled. Or he felt insecure about himself, he chickened out and he canceled. Or he found my TikTok and he didn't like something and he canceled. If so, I hope he fucking sees this one, you motherfucker. Stupid ass bitch. This is a fucked up thing to do. It's a fucked up thing to do. Fuck you.
You know what's a shitty thing to do? Is to demand a first date at a fancy restaurant where the guy has to pay. That puts a lot of pressure and anxiety on the man, and he doesn't know what she'll order and how expensive her tastes are. She talks all this shit, yep, is she willing to pay to eat at a fancy restaurant? No wonder why he ghosted her. And the end of the video says it all about her character. If she doesn't get her way, she'll try to shame your manhood for not throwing away your hard-earned money on her. This is modern women for you. These feminists claim they're strong and independent, yet they still want everything to be paid for them as if they're the traditional wife or girlfriend. And isn't that something? Did you guys catch it? When it's her and her friend, they get drinks and go hang out at an Irish pub, which is affordable, and I'm damn sure they'll go Dutch. So this also proves that feminists love to spend other people's money, but when it comes to their own pocketbook, they're cheaper than an accountant. Another thing. F this entitled broad. I hope she stays single. And to answer her question about finding her TikTok account, it is a huge problem because she'll air out the whole relationship and feel like she's entitled to more benefits just because she has a following. I'm pretty sure she's a headache and you can't tell her shit because she's TikTok famous. Top comment says, the universe did you a favor, love. And the uppity female in the video responds, you're right, dodged a bullet, wasn't for me. No, it's he who dodged a bullet because she's a 7 at best, acting like she's a runway 10 supermodel. Her not getting her way shows her true character. Dating her would be a money pit, and honestly, by then, it's just cheaper just to rent a professional escort for a night. I know I'm against it, but these females cost more per hour than high-end streetwalkers. You're paying the same amount of these entitled brats to maybe get a kiss on the cheek. Another comment. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. It is him. No, there is. That's why he ghosted. Her so-called standards, which is really just other talk for entitlements, are sky high, when someone with her looks should be cooking food for a picnic date at the park. Another comment. It's definitely not you, little boy energy. They're too afraid of confrontation, so choose not to communicate. There goes the shaming. A man, if he doesn't waste his money, the very second he meets a stranger is somehow less of a man because he's smart with his wallet. Whoever this king is, I salute you for having standards and realizing that no female in the West is worth an expensive first date, especially at a fancy restaurant.
When my boyfriend grabs my phone, I don't jump because there's other dudes in it. I jump because I've been running my mouth about how dumb he is and don't want him to see it because now we're good.
Are you though? Because that's still cheating. This is like when a dude steals $1,000 from you and then goes, but at least I didn't hit you. You're trying to justify your crappy toxic behaviors by saying, but at least it's not this other worse crappy toxic behavior. It's called the fallacy of relative privation, also known as the appeal to worse problems fallacy or the not as bad fallacy. At the end of the day, you know your man would not be okay with you crap talking him. You're still betraying your partner. Sure, you're not cheating, but you're still willfully engaging in behaviors that actively cause him harm. Maybe there's no guys in your phone, but you're still a cheater. You're just a cheater who's not getting any. I'll leave you on this cautionary tale via this comment left on that video. Which made him think I was cheating anyway, so I showed him and he still didn't believe me, so now I'm single. And that's where this behavior will get you. Single and coping. Nice.
If she's talking behind your back or making a video bad-mouthing you, she's one step away from cheating on you. It's telling all the men she's into that she's about to leave a relationship or she's willing to cheat because she doesn't respect the man she's with. She has a beauty filter on and she's wearing a short cropped t-shirt which exposes her stomach, which means she's trying to look as good as possible for the next man. His days are numbered. Not that being with her is a prize. I'm sure she nags him all day or tells him he's not good enough. Her finally leaving would probably bring peace and quiet to his life for once. And I don't think it's the flex she thinks it is. Bad-mouthing her boyfriend as being dumb at the end of the day. It says she's dumb too because she lay down with him. She co-signed him being a bum by sleeping with him if that's the truth. One of the top comments says, I don't disrespect you and our relationship that way. I do it in a completely different way. Exactly. If she's constantly bad-mouthing you behind your back, you're a placeholder. You need to leave ASAP and find someone who will talk about you in glowing terms when you're not there, who's proud of you and is thankful that you're her man. Sadly, that type of woman is probably overseas in a traditional country, so get your passport.
Men do have the choice of opting out of child support. After the baby's born, you get to ask your partner, hey, can you legally allow me to opt out of child support? Answer's going to be yes or no. Also, going back to even before you knock them up, just like asking them if they would abort the baby, you get to ask them, would you put me on child support if you have a baby? Also, going to the people who say, what if they changed their mind? Said no before they were pregnant, but once they got pregnant, they changed their mind to say yes to abortion. You also get to ask that. Would you still maybe pay child support? It's either going to be yes or no. And then if it still changes, that's life.
And that's the gynocentric dictatorship summed up nicely. Even if they are on child support, a lot of fathers simply don't pay and get little to no consequences. My dad never paid my mom child support. I'm 20 now. She must be living under a rock. Fathers are thrown into jail if they can't pay child support and have their driver's license along with professional licenses revoked. Her mom probably didn't want to push her father. That's the honest truth. Another comment. This option requires court approval to have your responsibility removed, and 90% of the time, it's a no from the court unless there is a replacement. Courts are forcing sperm donors to pay child support despite them signing a bunch of legal documents that waive their rights as a father and financial obligation. These anti-family courts are a money racket scheme. If the choice is solely with a mother, then you cannot opt out. Your wallet is in their hands. That's the best comment I've seen. This is why there's a MGTOW reality where men even refuse to talk to women.
I'm divorced. Of course I gave up on my marriage out of nowhere and he was totally shocked when I finally said I wanted a divorce. I'm divorced. Of course I'm a gold digger and now I'm living my life carefree. I'm divorced. Of course I'm damaged goods and a red flag. Run, boys. I'm divorced. Of course I didn't try counseling before filing for divorce. I'm divorced. Of course I'm the villain because I chose to end it, even though they would have stayed in a miserable marriage for 10, 20, 30 years. I'm divorced. Of course it's because I don't understand the true meaning of commitment these days anymore. Chivalry is dead. I'm divorced. Of course I'm going to brag about it on the internet like it's a flex. I'm divorced. Obviously, I stopped drinking, stopped binge eating, and started working out every day and had a total glow up. I'm divorced and I post about it on the internet, so I should just be okay with all the bullying that I receive for being divorced.
And that's why less and less men are getting married. The last official numbers say it's 6 out of 1,000 men are getting married, but numbers might even be lower now. These females celebrate getting divorced on social media and make videos like these. The real reason why she got divorced is so she can do another HOE phase. I'm willing to bet by the time she got married, she racked up a body count, which means what? She can't pair bond, so she's for the streets. The domestic life is like prison to her. That's why there's a saying, no hymen, no diamond. Top comment says, only us divorced women can relate. More like mostly women in the feminist West can relate. This is why they are now the least picked demographic women in the world. Say it louder for the ones who think their nose belongs in my business. And the female responds, tell them to GIT. These divorce thoughts put their business on the internet and then get mad when they get judged on the internet. I swear these females want to live a life without any accountability. Another comment. This ain't getting the attention it deserves, queen. A queen doesn't deserve the king. It's the other way around. And I hate to be the spoiler for these thoughts. Once she gets divorced, she's not a queen anymore. Also, back in the day, if a king divorced a queen, it was official because she was beheaded. It's all fun and games now because she has some type of looks, and she's getting all the cheap male attention she can ask for. But just wait till she wants another relationship. She's going to be crying herself to sleep. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.